We're talking about financial trauma right here. And so what we want to try to do right now is equip y'all with the tools to break this trauma. So I thought about this framework and I wrote this down. The first thing we have to do is, one, confront the issues. The first thing we got to do, we got to confront the issues. And so when we say confront the issues, we got to confront the things that are harmful to us when it comes to money. The first thing we got to do, before we can heal anything, we got to confront what the thing is about money that is holding us back. What it is that we are scared of, where did we get it from, where did it originate from? We got to confront it. If we don't confront the issue, then we are working on things that do not need to be worked on, which is taking us out of position to actually fix the problem. So if we're not in position to fix the thing that needs to be fixed, then we are wasting time on being in alignment. Watch this. If you go to the car to get your car fixed and they tell you the brakes get done, but they start working on the windshield wiper, they're wasting your time. You're now actually spending money on the thing that does not need to be fixed. So when you leave the dealership, the tires still need to be fixed, but now the windshield wipers working better. I didn't need the windshield wipers to be working better. I needed the tires to be fixed because if the tires blow out, I can get killed. You are financially running in a rut because you fixing everything or you working on everything that does not need to be worked on. You got to dig deep and you got to get to the issue. All right, number two is you got to hear the issue. So when we confront the issue, two, we got to hear the issue. One of the things that we don't like to do is hear what the thing is that is wrong. And what I mean by hear the issue is when you confront the issue and saying, this is the problem. Hearing the issue is saying, let's explain and walk through the problem. Once I identify that there's an issue, the second thing I need to do is hear it. Why? Because once you hear something, you can't unhear it. And once you hear it, now it's downloaded in you. So number two, we got to hear the problem. Number three, we got to feel the issue. We got to feel the issue. Well, once we confront the issue and once we hear the issue, feeling the issue is emotionally what happens to me. So one of the things we think about when we being triggered about a situation is triggered means being in a situation, I feel a way that I don't feel safe in and it makes me want to retreat. Well, the problem with retreating is every time we retreat from an issue that triggers us, we actually add on to the trigger. When that situation triggers you and you don't walk closer to it, when you step back away from it, you actually callous the situation a little bit more. And the more you stack on top of it, the more the issue has an advantage over you. I'm about to say something. Avoidance does not mean healed. So I remember I was in the street, man, and I used to hear certain people in the street, they would say yo, I'm not on drugs no more. And they would move out the neighborhood. That's cool. I love it. But every time they would relapse, it would be because they came back in the neighborhood. And they got surrounded around the same people that still thought the same way, that still acted the same way, and that still was programmed the same way. So avoidance does work, but it doesn't heal you. You have to be willing to operate inside of the trigger and say, emotionally, I don't feel the same, and mentally, I think differently. That is a form of healing. Okay, think about it like this. My ladies, y'all know what this is. Y'all, all my women, all my ladies know this for sure. My ladies in the chat that has been heartbroken before by a man, or if you are a the LGBTQ, that's right, LGBTQ, yep, plus. Oh, wow. If you are a woman that is a lover of the same sex, I'm going to just say that because I can't, I'm going to get lost. You see, I can't spell. Now you got me trying to add all them letters together. LGBTQ plus A. I can't do all that. I can't say that 5 times. And no disrespect. if you've ever been, so for men, we don't get over heartbreak. That's why women say, like, a man can play games all the time, but the minute you break his heart, he act like the world done ended, because it did. It ended. It's over for us. It's over. But for my women, a woman can get heartbroken. Bruh, she'll go through the feelings, and then, like, whatever, she like, yo, I'm good. Now, she may not do it, like, overnight, but she's learned how to, like, she feel it until, you ever heard a woman say, I'm all cried out? What that means is she has now exhausted the feeling. She's went through the roller coaster of every feeling possible. And here's the thing, I'm not gonna lie to you. When that woman says she done, bro, I don't care what you do, dog. It's a done. She straight on you, my dog. Go on, cancel Christmas. Go on, find, she gone. If you ain't get her in the moment, if you ain't put your pride to the side and be like, hey, I'm sorry. Let me jump over this bridge. Let me go scoop some cheese off the moon. You got to catch it while because once you let her be, I'm all cried out. Oh, I'm not going to cry. I'm not going to cry. I'm not going to shed no. Once you let her listen to the Mary J. Once she get on the other side of Mary J, it's over with for you, my boy. Once you feel the issue of how do I feel knowing that I'm living check to check? How do I feel knowing that I've had the money in my hand to change my situation, but I didn't do it? I ran through my income tax. I ran through the raise. I ran through the money I got for insurance. I ran through the lump sum of money. Like, once you feel the feel, now we can pivot. So watch this. We confront the issue. We hear the issue. We feel the issue. Watch this. Now we replace the issue. Once you feel the issue, you've now internalized change. Now we replace the issue. How do we replace the issue? So here's how the brain works. Here's how the brain works. Once you think a thought, here's what happens. That's a energy that is sent through your brain. And then once you think a thought again, and once you think and feel a thought again, and once you think and feel a thought again, what happens is you have now created a wiring. What happens is the more you think that thought and the more you feel like that and the more you avoid it, you start to what's called hardwire yourself. You cannot change this by just trying to stop thinking, because now you've created an algorithm for the thought. You're creating an algorithm for the thought, which means you've now given the thought a place to live. Jose, I done did the whole sentence. That's 1, 2, 3, 4 words I done spelled right. I'm on a freaking roll. Plus hardwire plus a place to live. I'm on fire, boy. This Dr. Seuss ain't got nothing on me. Tripping right now, boy. Dr. Seuss ain't got nothing on me. Cat and a hat. And I'm got images, stick images. Johnny had 5 apples. Stop playing. All right? So now we've given a thought a place to live. So what we got to do now is we have to replace the issue. How do we replace the issue? These last two gonna come in handy together. One was replace the issue, and the next, number 5, is by creating a new habit and thought. Jose, I'm on fire. I just went with creating a new habit and thought. That's a compound sentence, boy. What we doing here? Boy, that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, boy, and a special character. Stop playing, boy. I'm getting good in real time. In real time, I'm getting good, boy. in real time. So we replace the thought by creating a new habit and a new thought. Now, this doesn't happen overnight, but what you got to do now is, watch this, Jose. You don't get rid of these. But what you do now is you layer them with new thoughts. You layer them with a new wiring. And that new wiring becomes how you think, feel, and emotionally respond to the new thoughts. So if you once felt bad about money, if you once had bad ideas about money, now you got to start telling yourself, I am good with money. I am not afraid of money. And then what happens is once you start getting money, you start being more confident by doing things that prove that I am not afraid of money, that I am better with money. Money comes to me abundantly. Money is not the enemy. I've changed my thoughts about money. I can invest my money and not be scared. I am a millionaire because I have better money energy. I am a millionaire because I can better use my money. I am not a slave to money. I am a master to money. I will change my family last name because I know how to use money. Money is not wicked. So what we did there, Jose, what did we do? We've now created fresh ground on top of the wiring that we once had. We've now rewired and we've now reconnected how we think, speak, feel, and act around money. And the more we do this, we start to feel different. So now how does that look? First, we think about money a certain way. Now, once we think about money a certain way, what do we start doing? We start to speak about money a certain way because how we think it, the next thing from a thought is a word. From a thought don't come to action. The next step from a thought is a word. Because when you think it, even before you move, you tell yourself something in the reprogramming cycle. Now, watch this. The sixth part of this is the reprogramming cycle now turns into a new program. The new habits now give us a new program. The new program is now how we start operating. Because here, watch this, Jose, we come to a new program, it now becomes a new law. And now with new laws, we think them innately. It's kind of like walking up steps. How many times have you got to steps and you didn't even look at them, you just walked up them? You know why? Because the muscle memory in your brain understands that I've walked steps for so long, I don't got to look at them. Why do you think people trip over steps? Because the step elevation has changed at some point. One of the steps is off. And because I did iron work, I understand it. There's a universal measurement when it comes to steps. 8 out of all 10 steps in the world are on the same elevation. They set the same. That's why you don't have to look at them. You just go boom, boom. It's a universal law. So when you see somebody trip, one of the steps is off. Innately, you already know just how to walk up the steps. Innately. Why is that? Because you created a new programming.